a business of your own, maybe working from home. You hear all of these crazy success stories of these people that work in their underpants and make a squillion dollars. Well, I want to speak to the truth of that because, as you probably know, I've had a fair bit to do with that side of the world, and I want to cover off on three key points today. One of them, which may surprise you, is maybe why you should stay in your job, maybe why you shouldn't think about working for yourself. So I want to speak to that. Then I want to speak to why perhaps you should be working for yourself and why it may be a great idea for you to start to get more control of your life. And then finally, if you do feel that working for yourself could be a solution, then I want you to be aware of three critical points, which I'm going to speak to at the end, and make you aware of what to look for before choosing any business that you're thinking of starting. So let's hook into it, ladies and gentlemen. I've got my cool little white mind map here, and I'm a little munchkin down in the bottom left. And let's speak to these questions. So the thing that prompted me of why I put this together is I saw an article where 3 out of 4 people are considering leaving their job this year. Now, this is crazy stats. So let's just speak to why perhaps you should not leave your job. You got a nice job, life seems pretty cruisy. Well, let's speak to why you should stay put. Okay, you get a reliable paycheck, that's valid, all right? So you know what you're going to get coming in each week. And if you don't do anything stupid, chances are you'll have a roof over your head and food on the table for the foreseeable future. Okay, that's valid. You also have lower responsibility because you know whatever happens, the buck doesn't stop with you, it stops with the boss. They've got everything on the line. That's valid as well if you don't want that stress or that responsibility. You get those 4 weeks of holidays a year, if you're permanent, where you can count on those holidays and take those 4 weeks to do what you want, de-stress, etc., etc. And you also get some sick days, okay? So they're thrown in. So these are all valid reasons of why you have a job, okay? But then the other thing they talk about is the job security. I want to put to you, and this is just speaking as an old dog that's been around for maybe too many years, job security is an illusion, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, just look at Holden. Do you all remember who they are? They just said, no, we're out of here. Thousands and thousands of people out of a job. Bottom line, if your boss can't make money, you're out of a job. If you're not the right fit, if they don't like who you are, you're out of a job. So it is an illusion. Your job security is how valuable you are to the person that you're working for. Okay, that's the bottom line. Okay, so they're the reasons why you may consider staying in a job. And if you don't like, creating your own future, if you like the idea of just knowing if there's food on the table, I'll be okay, then maybe staying in a job is the right place for you. Now, I want to speak to this side of the table, which is where I've lived for most of my life, which is reasons why you may want to work for yourself. So one of them is you definitely get to determine your own income. So take it from a guy that left home at 14, straight C student. I never dreamed that I would have the success that I've had in life. And the reason I've had it is because I decided to step out of my comfort zone and work for myself, make a lot of mistakes, have lots of highs, lots of lows, but in the end, I tell you what, my success has surprised even me because I get to determine how much I want to make. If I want to make X amount of dollars, then I've got the ability and the knowledge to do that now. Okay, so you do determine your own income. You get to determine your own work hours. So again, when you work for a boss, well, they tell you do this, do that. If you don't get paid and you may lose your job. But when you work for yourself, you get to determine how long or how short you work. If you've got some family thing happening, if your kids are got a sports event or they've got to play, well, you don't need to go to the boss and say, oh, please can I have some time off because, Johnny's up on stage and he's going to be a tree. So I don't want to miss that. So you actually have that control and you get to control where you spend your time, okay? And it's very, very important. So the other thing that I like is you get to choose your clients. So you get to decide who you want to work with and who you don't. If you don't want to work with a person or take their BS, then you don't have to. That's pretty cool. And the other thing, again, this is why I love what I do, is perhaps you're not fulfilled where you are and you need something more rewarding, something that you're making a difference in. You're changing people's lives. Maybe that's something that's got your mojo running for you. Okay, so these are just a couple of reasons why you may want to like the idea of working for yourself. And I guess this is the key. When you work for yourself, if you want to generate your own levels of income, if you want to determine what hours you want to work, then there's no alternative but you being self-employed, because then you have control of your future and you get to do what you want when you want. Now, I'm not gilding the lily here. If you want to sit on the lounge and watch Netflix all day, there are going to be dire consequences. So you get out of something what you put into it. But if you are serious about wanting to create that financial and lifestyle future you dreamed of, well, you got the ability, just like I did. Remember, left home 14, straight C student. I am definitely no Elon Musk, okay? What I do is I listen, I can follow instruction, and I'm a hard worker. And that's how I've managed to get the results that I have and build the companies that I have, So the other thing is you get to work where you want. So you get to work from home. No more. How many of you have been stuck in traffic going, oh my God, and literally someone was telling me they were stuck in traffic the other day for 3 hours before they got home from Brisbane down to the Gold Coast. There was a traffic jam or whatever. So, the other reason is literally what you're looking at here. Now, I pulled this off the internet, but hand on heart, I've worked while I've been in front of the Eiffel Tower. I've worked while I've been in Fiji. I've worked while I've been in America, in New York, at the Ritz, actually. I've worked in all of these places while still having a lot of fun and doing what I do. All you need this day and age is a good internet connection. Heaven help you if we lost the internet. So, these are all, are you liking these sorts of ideas? Okay, so I gave you reasons why you should stay in a job, reasons why you should work for yourself. And if you like the idea of working for yourself, I want you to listen very, very carefully, because here are 3 very, very important things you need to look for if you want to go into business for yourself, okay? Number 1, you want to make sure, leave emotion out of it. You want to ask yourself, are there high profits in what I am doing? Are there good margins? And by the way, don't get conned by some of these people that may have online businesses and say, oh, I do $1 million a year. Guys, here's a secret for you. And I'll just put my very handsome Chris Hemsworth face up here for you so you can see it. When you're talking to people and they say, oh yeah, I do $1 million a year in my business and stuff like that, and they're bragging around the barbecue or whatever, that's the story they want you to hear. But there's always 2 stories, okay? The one they want you to hear, and then the real one. And a lot of the time, people that are doing maybe $1 million, $1.5 million a year online, they're lucky to be making $60,000, $70,000 or maybe $100,000 for themselves, because they have to compete if they're selling a product, a lot of time it might be on Amazon or on eBay or somewhere like that, and they've got 10 other people selling exactly the same widget, and so it boils down to price, and so low margins are there, and many of them are lucky to make the same sort of money they would make in a job. So don't get too envious when you hear people bragging about turnover, because a lot of times it's because their profit ain't so sexy. So I just thought I would share that little insider secret with you. All right. So you want to make sure, if you're thinking of getting going into business for yourself, the first thing you want to look at is, okay, how much profit is there in what I'm looking at doing? Then you want to say, okay, well, if there's good profits, do lots of people want what I have to offer? Okay, so you want to make sure there's a hungry crowd. This is one of the benefits with a Macca's. There's a hungry crowd there, literally. It's no use you having a great product if nobody wants it. Okay, so make sure you tick that box. And here's a box that a lot of people forget about. And that is, okay, well, if I get involved in this business, there may be great profits. Maybe lots of people might want it. There'll be a huge demand. But what are the lifestyle sacrifices that I need to make? And I'll put down some examples of, think of a baker. What time do you think they get into the bakery? Well, I'll tell you, they're waking up at sort of 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, starting kneading their bread by 4 o'clock, so that they're ready by 6 o'clock to open their doors, and then they finish by 7 at night, go home, rinse, repeat, open 6-7 days a week. Okay, that's what a lot of bakeries do. So what sort of lifestyle is that? Is that something that you're up for? Now, they may make a lot of money. Some of them make a hell of a lot of money. Is that something you're happy to do to make that type of money? Another example would be a restaurant or a cafe. They're in a similar scenario. You may make a lot of money, but there are a lot of sacrifices that need to be made. I've helped a lot of people in those industries, and sometimes the price for me is a little bit high to pay, because you got to consider, how much will I be able to spend time with my family? Isn't that why I wanted to get into business? So I had freedom, but then you can't escape. So really look at those points, guys, when you are considering a business. Okay, so number one, are there high profits? Number two, do lots of people want what I have? Number three, what sort of lifestyle will I have if I start in this business? Okay, so if you didn't guess it, I had a bit of a agenda for you, because I'm going to tell you what I believe is the simplest, I've even got a slide here to reinforce what I'm about to say, the simplest, most lucrative and personally rewarding business on the planet. And I say that hand on heart. I try to be objective, but I've never seen a business model better than being a business consultant. Because number one, you do get to determine your own income levels. Many of the advisors that I've trained make 6 and 7 figures, some of them even more. You do get to work literally in your underpants if that's your thing, and what's above the desk. So I promise you, I am wearing pants, ladies and gentlemen. So the reality is, you do get to work from home. My family's just on the other side of this door. You also get to travel around the world, get paid by people to give advice, and whatever your type of consulting business is, it is an amazing industry. So I actually did a webinar. I actually did it with a dear friend of mine. Some of you may have heard of him, Darren Stevens. And he's regarded as one of the top consultants in the world. Very good friend. He's the genius behind Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, when he helped John Gray with the business model behind the book. Okay, so that's really when the business exploded, was when they put that business model behind it. How did that explode? Because there was a business consultant behind the business. Okay, so again, if you like the idea of business, if you love the idea of deciding on what sort of income you'd like to be generating, and you also love the idea, and this is what I'll just bring the slide up again because I wrote it. See this one here, personally rewarding. There are literally hundreds and hundreds of people out there today that I know are living better business lives because they had this handsome gentleman share some words of wisdom with them. Okay, I just had some knowledge they didn't have at the time, and when I shared it with them, it made such a big impact. It's literally helped them save marriages, save businesses, and give people lives that some of them never even dreamed they could have. If that appeals to you, check out streetsmartbusinessadvisors.com.au. And by the way, if you want to know some more, and this appeals to you, I've also got an information kit. See this kit here? It actually steps you through how you can create a 6 or 7 figure income becoming a business consultant. It's very, very powerful. So if you guys would like to get a copy of this, you can reach out to me, just direct message me, put a comment into wherever you're watching this from, and I'll get this out to you, and you can have a look and see if it's a good fit for you. Again, I hope you've learned something today. Key takeaways: some of you may not be the right fit to work for yourself. Others may be the right fit to work for yourself. If you do decide you want to work for yourself, I'd urge you to consider looking at business consulting. Again, I believe it is the simplest, most lucrative, and personally rewarding business model on the planet. All right, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, remember, just send a comment or reach out to me, and I can get you a copy of this. And I'll actually even give you another gift. Some people, when they're thinking about becoming a consultant, are worried about if they'd be able to get a client or not. So what I'll do is I'll give you one of our really powerful, proven lead generation systems that shows you how easy it is to get a client. So I'll actually give you that system. All right. Well, till next time, ladies and gentlemen, bye for now. Talk soon.